Okay, we begin Baruch Hashem, another week of 5 minutes of Bitachon, and today we're going to continue answering the $1 million Shaila, which is how much Bitachon one needs to do. An idea that we've already discussed, but it's an idea that reminding yourselves will only help us, as we'll see in a moment. And the title of this chapter, as often does, tells half the story. According to the chizik, the strength of your bitachon, tisma'it, it will be lessened mimenu hayagia. So you want to know, I don't want to work so hard. I want to make money. I want to provide for my family, but I just don't want to work so hard. What's the eitzah? Well, the Bais HaLevi just taught us. The more bitachon we have, the less we have to work, which in English, this would be called an inverse relationship. The more you believe, the less you work. Let's allow the Bais HaLevi and his beautiful Lashon to explain. Adam, a person should understand. If someone works less and strengthens his bitachon, so too he'll have to work less. What will happen if he wants to work less and he starts to work less and he bolsters his bitachon? Umazmin loitzrachav, Hashem will prepare for you be'emunas kala unikia. Hashem will give you a nice, easy job. And now he continues. What about the reverse? A person is mamik, he plunges in, he works 24/7. He says it's a shtadlos, he works harder and harder. You know what Hashem says? You're making your work the ikr. You're making your personal hishtadlos, that's what's going to make the outcome. So too says Hashem, okay. Hashem says, I'm not going to give you your parnasa. Only if you work hard. And now he quotes an incredible Maimer Chazal, a Maimer Chazal that has to be etched on our brains. Says God, how you act with me, ani hoveh imcha. I will act with you. You want to work less? I'll provide with ease. You want to work more? I'll allow you to work more. We have the opportunity to choose. And on the bottom over here, he points out that number one, ishtadlus, goes by the norms of society. He quotes of Aaron Leib Steinman that says that nowadays a woman goes into labor, she goes to the hospital. If she were to say, nah, who needs hospitals? I'm just going to stay home. And we're not referring to someone who's having a natural home birth. She just decides she's going to stay home. That's a breach in Ishtadlus. And he says, but on the reverse side, let's say a few hundred years ago, a woman would go into labor, which normally meant you gave birth at home. And she says, rush to the hospital. Says Aaron Leib, that's also a breach in Ishtadlus. It goes by the norms in society. And we'll conclude with a humorous story that Rav David Sutton brings down. It's a famous story, but it just brings out this idea, this inverse relationship. How much you have to work is dependent upon how much you want to work. And the story is a young man from a shoe business marries a young woman whose family was into diamonds. And his wife suggests, maybe go into my family business. We'll have money. He says, nah, I'm happy with my business. And many years, they have a beautiful, happy life. They're not so wealthy, but he provides. Her brothers, on the other hand, are all in the diamond business and all are fabulously wealthy. So one day, the husband turns to his wife and he says, you know what? It's so good, I didn't go with your family's diamond business. And she says, why? All my brothers, they're all in the business. They're making tons. He says, I'll tell you why. For the last 20 years, there hasn't been even one person that showed up to my store and asked for diamonds. Can you imagine? They all came in asking for shoes. So it's so good that I'm selling shoes and I'm repairing shoes. She looks at her husband and she says, you silly person, you're selling shoes. You're in the shoe business. So they come to buy shoes. If you would have been in the diamond business, they would have came to buy diamonds. So Rav David Satan says it's the same thing with ishtadlus. A person thinks, look, I work so hard. I put in the overtime hours. And look, I made a lot of money. He doesn't realize Hashem is allowing him to do it. He could have said, you know what? I'm just going to hang up the diamond sign. I'm going to go into diamonds. And Hashem will have provided with ease. Let us remember that a critical line of Chazal, Kishem Sha'ata Hoveimi. Hashem says, as you work with me, Ani Hovemcha, the incredible inverse relationship of Ishtadlos and Bitachon.